Έλα παιδιά, καλημέρα, Dzimis here, having my Greek coffee. So, λοιπόν, I wasn't going to do this video, but I'm going to do it. Why? Because, you know, I don't give a shit. One of the beautiful things of age is that when you reach this Master Yoda level of I don't give a shit, you don't care. In Greek, we call it δεγαμιέται. You are free. Hadjadjakis used to say. No, but Dzimis, your followers, you are going to lose followers. You won't get likes. Megali, at my age, you think I care? Likes, no likes, followers, no followers. Who gives a flying fuck, na πούμε. Look at the first influencer in history, Jesus. The guy only had 12 followers, and look at what he did. Λοιπόν, the Red Sea Diving Resort, starring Greta Thunberg. You know the genius, the Muppet Show genius. So I took a little passage, a very interesting passage of this Harry Potter book. You know, you have 3 Harry Potter books, which is the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran. It's Disney Productions or Pixar Productions. Moses went down to the Red Sea and split open the waters. So what did Dzimis do? I call Moses. Ρε Moses, να πούμε, what did you do over there, να πούμε, in the water? Έλα ρε Dzimis, καλημέρα, my friend, shalom. Yes, this is when I took my people from bondage and we evaded from Egypt. Yes, I went down to the Red Sea and I split open the waters. You split open the waters, μεγάλε. Yes, I told God to open it and they opened. Ρε φίλε Moses, as if it was an elevator, you press the button and the waters open. And what happened to the fish and the octopus? People go for scuba diving in Sharm el-Sheikh. What did you do to the fish and the octopus? This is not very eco-friendly. So here, let me close. You have a historical element because all the octopus, because of Moses, they left the Red Sea and they went to Greece. The octopus were the first biblical political refugees. So all of you, what you eat in summer, the millions of octopus genocide are in fact ancestors of all the octopus that had to flee the Red Sea because of Moses. And since then, for thousands of years, we celebrate the Seder Pesach, the evasion. Oh, malaga tu leu Moses, us Greeks as well, we celebrate that. You celebrate the Seder Pesach? No, we celebrate the tax evasion every year, you know, when we have the tax declaration. You see the Greek genius. By the way, a little friendly reminder for my friend Greta Thunberg. Greta, remember to send a flotilla to Ukraine because they have 1 million deads over there and nobody has said anything. Remember to send a flotilla to Sudan because they are reaching the 500,000 dead over there and nobody has said anything. Why? Because it's not Israel doing it. You know, no Jews, no news. Boom, we continue with the Harry Potter books. In this case, it's the Bible. This new movie is a selected part of the life of Jesus, the Last Supper. It will be called My Life in Puerto Rico, starring Bad Bunny. So why this part? Because I think of all these Harry Potter books, in the Bible, there is a moment I like very much. It's the Last Supper. So what is the Last Supper? The Last Supper, in fact, when you think about it, is a farewell party, no? You say goodbye either to your work colleagues or your family. When you go to the diaspora, you eat, you drink, you have wine, you have a good time. You can get tipsy, you can get drunk, or you smoke marijuana, whatever. So there is a moment that Jesus says, eat this wine, it's my blood. Τι λέει να πούμε, Jesus, what are you, a vampire, να πούμε? Eat this bread, is my body. Yeah, okay, your body, but which part? My friend, you know, we love you, but not that much. I know the comment is very inclusive, gay friendly, but relax, να πούμε, Jesus. Sometimes I wonder what the marijuana budget was in these Harry Potter books. They should have included Bob Marley as well as Prophet over there. And then there is this very funny moment where Jesus says, my friends, I have something to tell you. And he says, tonight, one of you will betray me. This is the Harry Potter book. Because in real life, you grab the guy and you smash his head against the wall. Μαλάκα να πούμε, what are you doing, traitor? You're going to betray me, άντε και γαμίσου να πούμε. Και έρχεται ο άλλος να πούμε, the other guy comes, Judas, and he says, Master, is it me? Master, is it me? I can imagine Jesus telling him, Master, is it me? Are you an idiot, Judas? Είσαι μαλάκας? Of course it's you, ρε φίλε, να πούμε. I'm talking about you, να πούμε. Genius. You know, today, Judas would enter the witness protection program. He wouldn't have died. He wouldn't have hung himself. He would live with another identity somewhere there in Seattle. He would have a Chinese supermarket. But of course, it can happen that when you are in an American prison, high security prison with cameras 24 hours a day and a security guard, you know, watching over you all day, it can happen coincidentally that you trip on your bed sheets. unwillingly you trip and all of a sudden you hang yourself. Αυτά τα πράγματα συμβαίνουν. These things happen. Because in the Warden Union rights, the guarding Jeffrey Epstein had 10 minutes to go and take a piss. And this is when Jeffrey Epstein tripped on his bed sheets and accidentally committed suicide. I think that besides multiplying fish, Jesus also multiplied idiots. Because these guys reproduce. It's endogamic. With evolution, these idiots became millions. And then they come up with democracy. These idiots vote in democracy. So when you have a majority of idiots voting, what do you get? You get an idiot leader. So I don't know if we are surrounded by ignorance and governed by idiots, or surrounded by idiots and governed by ignorance, or both at the same time, which is what I think is happening right now. Ρε παιδιά, idealizing a politician is like believing the stripper really liked you, or that the prostitute was honest when she was telling you I'm so in love with you. Ρε παιδιά, snap out of it. Come out of the matrix, να πούμε. Break the algorithm. Next movie. So, the movie is a remake of the classic Quentin Tarantino movie, but this time is called Meloni Unchained, starring Giorgia Meloni. The title of the movie is Andate tutti a fanculo. This one I like very much because Giorgia Meloni in Europe is proving to have more balls than most men. Ladies, please take over the world, because we saw what millions of years of testosterone have done. You know, with what's happening now in the world, Giorgia Meloni's attitude reminds me of a very historical moment in the Battle of Salamina, when Xerxes is up on the cliff and he's seeing how the Greeks are kicking his ass. So who does he have down there? A Greek woman, Artemisa. So in this historical moment where Xerxes is on top of the cliff and Artemisa is fighting like crazy, Xerxes says the classic, the historical, this is the moment where men fought like women and women fought like men. Because 80% of Xerxes' armies and navy were Greeks. Why? They pay. Like Qatar. You know, Qatar is buying half the world. No, peace, peace, peace. Yeah, peace, peace, peace. But you send billions and billions to create chaos in the American university. I love the Qatar double standards. You have the official and the non-official. Άλλα σου λέω, άλλα κάνω. In Greece we say, τι κάνει νιάου νιάου στα κεραμίδια? What does νιάου νιάου on the tile? Ere Habibi, you're playing a double game. And from Georgia's movie, we pass on. The new movie of the Minions is called Kesachtak, The Rise of Mojtaba Khamenei by Halal Productions. I really hope that finally Lebanon will be freed of these guys, Nabume. I don't understand why you took the south of Lebanon. Either give them the south of Lebanon, south of the Litani River, posters of the flag of Iran in the south of Lebanon. If you like the country so much, go over there, Nabume. Go and live in Iran. Leave Lebanon alone. You're breaking everybody's balls, Nabume. Which is what the movie is called. Kesachtak. Next movie. This is a classic of the 90s of How I Met Your Mother. But in this case, Jimmy's movies is How I Got Married to My Mother, starring Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron. You have to be inclusive. So why did I choose this poster? This is a true story. You can Google it. So you have this movement, Nabume, to Brigitte Macron. Prove us you're a woman. And imagine that the first lady of a sovereign country had to make a test to prove that she's a woman. This is the level of stupidity today's society has reached because of the pressure of these idiots, Napume, to walk. You have to be inclusive. So, okay, Brigitte, we got it clear, you're a woman, but that wasn't the problem. The real problem was Emmanuel. And how about you? Are you a man? The guy married his mother. So what, re pedia? Big deal, Napume. They love each other. Who cares? Next movie is one of my all-time classic Basic Instinct. When on minute 27, Sharon Stone crosses open her legs. Half of humanity was there trying to see her Vatican. We knew this moment was a visual profanity, but we didn't care. Okay, years have passed. Maybe right now it should be called A Night at the Museum, but who cares? So the remake of Basic Instinct, who is going to save the Strait of Hormuz? Melania Trump with this new movie, Drone Instinct. So I chose this position so that you see that the First Lady is really trying to help. You know this Donald Trump, maybe they should change his name and call him Donald Bump. If you add up all the targets he claims to have hit, Iran must be as big as China and Russia put together. Is it peace bombing or is it peace fire? Because it's not the same, my friend. One thing is to have a hole in your condom, and a very different thing is to have a condom in your hole. it's not the same. They don't know if they are going to call it the halal peace fire, Allahu Akbar, kosher peace fire, Shabbat Shalom, or the Kentucky Fried Chicken peace fire, God bless Texas. They are constantly in negotiations, but I think it's negotiations. Ρε παιδιά, you have to admit the Melania's leg like this and titties defy gravity. You have to be inclusive, which is like Ivanka Trump's titties. This is something all of humanity finally agrees on. Ivanka Trump's titties are better than a Monday morning of a working week. Now the vaginists and clitoridians are going to shoot me down in flames. Malaga Dzimis, what are you saying? Blah, blah, blah. Women empowerment gets malakiyas. Our body, our rules. We don't need Tinder. We have our finger. Malakiyas. And last but not least, my favorite movie, Saving Private Khamenei. This is a Donald Trump movie. This time the mission is a NOLAN. Bravo re Donald Pechtara. Pechtara is player in Greek, which is what happened in Tora Bora with Bin Laden. In Tora Bora, they threw more bombs than the entire Vietnam War. And in the Vietnam War, they threw more bombs than the entire Second World War. And Bin Laden escaped on a donkey with the flip-flops, which is what happened now with Mojtaba Khamenei. Nobody knows where the guy is. He doesn't even know where he is. Maybe the guy is lost. We should send a rescue team to find him. But if we send an Israeli rescue team, the guy will be lost forever. You have to be inclusive.
They all want to be Greek, you know? They all want to be a Greek.